Hi everyone. Today we are going to start our next module, which is Module 3, Natural Disasters. In this module, we will be thinking about the essential question, how can learning about natural disasters make us safer? So to start, we're going to watch our Get Curious video. So this is going to be an informational video. So we should expect to get real facts and information about our subject, natural disasters. So as we watch, we're going to be thinking about our essential question, how does learning about natural disasters help us prepare for the future?
Ah, Earth. Look at it rotating steadily, serenely. Look at its puffy white cloud formations and its vast blue oceans. Look at all that green and tan, those forests and deserts. From way out here, Earth looks peaceful, lovely, like a great big orbiting space marble, without a trouble in the... well, you get the idea. Of course, life on Earth tells a different story. Down on our human scale, Earth is full of breathtaking scenery and views. Our planet's diverse terrain and climates offer plenty of wonder and beauty. But sometimes, nature shows its dark side. On March 11th, 2011, Japan experienced an unprecedented 9.0 magnitude earthquake, the strongest quake ever recorded in Japan's history. The quake's severe tremors damaged hundreds of structures throughout northeastern Japan. However, the resulting tsunami sent waves as high as 133 feet onto land, causing even more destruction. In some areas, the ocean traveled as far as 6 miles inland, bringing with it entire ships and flooding 217 square miles. The water surge was so powerful it toppled homes, bridges, even concrete buildings as high as 4 stories. When the water retreated, cars and debris were pulled out to sea. An estimated 18,000 lives were lost. In the days, weeks, and months that followed, a worldwide rescue effort took place. Organizations across the globe sent food, emergency medical care, and people to help with cleanup efforts. Humanity proved that when tragedy strikes, there are always helpers ready and willing to provide relief to those in need. We may not be able to prevent natural disasters, but we can be better prepared when hazard strikes. The 2011 earthquake in Japan taught several invaluable lessons. Prior to the quake, scientists had never anticipated such a large magnitude earthquake could ever hit Japan. In the wake of the disaster, the country has made great improvements to the infrastructure of cities and towns. Now buildings and other structures can withstand the tremors of equally strong quakes in the future. The earthquake and tsunami also proved that Japan's warning system needed to reach much further and much faster than it had been capable of. Since 2011, disaster alert protocol in Japan has been upgraded. All people living in the region will have a much better chance to escape harm in the event of another earthquake or tsunami. These improvements could only be possible with all of the helpful data scientists have collected since the quake and tsunami shocked them all. The lessons we learn from spontaneous disasters allow us to become safer and wiser, protecting future generations from tragedy. And when disaster strikes, we can take comfort in knowing that our planet is full of people ready and willing to help. Has your family or town ever had to prepare for a big storm? What kinds of precautions did you take?
So we're going to think about what kind of natural disasters do we have to prepare for in our area. We don't get as many really major natural disasters as places like the Tornado Alley or California, where they have lots of wildfires and earthquakes. But we do have some intense natural disasters that can happen in our area. And we need to think about how do people prepare for them. So we're going to think about this quotation. Yes, a dark time passed over this land, but now there is something like light. Dave Eggers. So when I think about this quotation, a dark time, that makes me think of something that was sad or scary, passed over this land. So something sad or scary has happened, but now there is something like light. So something like light sounds hopeful to me. So something bad has happened, but now people are hopeful about it. So I'd like you to think about maybe how you can apply this quotation to a natural disaster. In your books throughout this unit, we are going to be filling out this knowledge map, natural disasters, prediction, and protection. So as we read, we're going to be filling out this knowledge map, thinking about the science and technology that allows us to predict what natural disasters are going to happen and how we can prepare to try and protect people from them. Our learning target for today is I can understand the effects of an author's word choice on readers. So when we think about word choice, we're thinking about the author's craft. And the author's craft is the language and techniques a writer uses to make his or her writing interesting and to communicate ideas to the reader. So today we're really going to be focusing on the author's voice, which is the author's writing style that makes his or her writing unique, and the mood, which are the emotions and feelings of the reader while reading a text. So today we're going to start with our short read. So this is a text, Who Studies Natural Disasters? And these two pages are narrative nonfiction texts, which are written as letters. The first letter asks for advice, and the second letter responds to that request. So when we look at letters, we notice that up at the top we'll have a date, we'll have who the letter is written to, then there's the body of the letter, and at the bottom we see the closing and who the letter is from. October 23rd, 2018. Dear Professor Melendez, I am writing to ask your advice about careers that involve studying natural disasters. My earth science, my favorite subject, teacher told me you teach college classes on natural disasters and suggested I send you a letter. Last year, my family explored Kilauea, a volcano in Hawaii. As part of the tour, we saw firsthand how a breathtaking natural occurrence can also lead to disaster. Our guide explained that a notable eruption in 2014 almost destroyed the nearby town of Pahoa. The tour made me really interested in volcanoes. What processes inside the earth cause them? Why do they erupt? Most importantly, how can science and knowledge be used to keep people safe from them? We experience earthquake tremors in California sometimes and have to practice safety drills for them. The spontaneous shaking of the earth has always left me feeling both fascinated and scared. I've been reading about other natural disasters too. I think the swirling winds and drenching rains of hurricanes are as thrilling as earthquakes. They can be just as dangerous, right? I want to understand these kinds of events and maybe help other people understand them better someday too. What careers would let me apply knowledge of natural disasters to help people? I'd very much appreciate your advice on jobs I might consider. Thank you for your time and advice. Sincerely, Robin Thierson. Robin Thierson, 267 Seismo Street, Tectonic, California. November 1st, 2018. Dear Robin, thanks so much for your letter. It's so encouraging to me to hear your interest in science and natural disasters. The world needs budding scientists like you. Your fascination with natural disasters could lead you to any number of exciting careers. For example, a volcanologist studies volcanoes. You may have met one on your tour of Kilauea. Volcanologists often work at the site of an erupting volcano. They also spend time in labs analyzing data about the eruptions. You probably know that no one can predict earthquakes, but scientists called seismologists help us prepare for these natural hazards. These scientists also work both in labs and at sites of seismic activity, such as fault lines. If you'd prefer the high winds and ocean storm surges of hurricanes, you may want to be a meteorologist. These scientists forecast the weather or study the atmosphere and the world's climate. Their knowledge and direction is invaluable in helping people stay safe during these mighty ocean storms. Hurricanes can be every bit as dangerous as eruptions and earthquakes. You're absolutely right. I gathered data for a seismologist for a number of years before I began teaching. I'd be happy to share my experiences with you and your classmates. Sincerely, Judy Melendez, Professor Judy Melendez, Tectonic University Avenue, Tectonic, California. So, as we think about these two letters, we want to think about how the author is trying to set the tone by the words that they're choosing and how each writer is expressing their emotions. So as we read both of the letters, what do we learn about the person who's writing the letter?